Every single update, I hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll add something to compete with Magnifying Glass and Vimo. Frankly, I had high hopes for Squirm's Trinket, but alas, 'twas another bust. Perhaps there'll never be anything to replace these two trinkets. But what if there already was a trinket that... Yeah, there is. I wouldn't be making this video if there wasn't. Anyways, we've had this trinket in the game for almost a year now, and with the Easter event having just begun, what better time to talk about it than now? Glazed Fondant Bag, a trinket earned from 100% research on cocoa, seems to have been completely forgotten about. I never see anybody using this thing, let alone talk about it. It's occasionally glossed over in discussions, but I feel like it's not really considered as anything game-changing. Either that, or I live under a rock. So what does it do? Why is it so special? Well, Fondant Bag increases the duration of candy items by 4 seconds. Speed candy goes from 5 to 9, chocolate bars 10 to 14, stamina 15, 19, and so on. That's kind of underwhelming, which, yeah, it is. But I mainly want to focus on the extraction speed candies. These purple guys boost your extraction speed by 50% for 5 seconds. That is a massive 2.5 seconds shaved off of a machine. However, if you use the fondant bag, you clear a whole 2 more seconds. Wow. This is what matters though. Most boosts in Dandy's world multiply. That means two 50% boosts have a combined total of 125%. Now, since Fondant Bag increases the length of each candy by 80%, using 3 candies goes from a 238% boost to effectively a 1868% boost. That's pretty okay, you know? However, the multiplication is a double-edged sword. Any toon with less than 5-star extraction speed sees a massive loss to Fondant Bag's potential. 4-star toons already lose nearly 25% of the possible benefits you can get from this thing. And that's not mentioning the fact that you need extraction speed candy to begin with. When you're seeing only 1 candy every 2 floors, it doesn't really beat the consistency of magnifying glass. Unfortunately, that means there's really only one toon who can get any value out of this trinket. One whose ability can allow her to generate candy infinitely. Can you guess who she is? Yada! Her ability complements Fondant Bag really well. While you are only looking at about a 14% chance of getting extraction speed for every candy she drops, you do only need 3 candies every 7 machines in order to get value. Now, the odds aren't entirely in your favor here. You're looking at about a 31% chance of getting enough candy, but if you pair Fondant Bag with Fimo, your odds jump up to a decent 42-47% chance. This still doesn't break the 50% threshold of being viable against the consistency of magnifying glass, and while I did opt to ignore randomly spawning candy on the floor as well as Dandy's shop, which may bring the chances closer to 50%, there's a far better way to increase the odds. 2 Yadas. If 1 Yada doesn't use Fondant Bag, that leaves all the extraction candy for yourself. Assuming you both complete machines at a similar pace, the chance that Fondant Bag outpaces magnifying glass becomes nearly 80%, easily trumping the trinket. Not to mention, if you add the 3rd Yada, it's over a 95% success rate. So that's it. End of discussion. Fondant Bag is better than magnifying glass, right? Well, not quite. There's a lot more nuance to Fondant Bag against magnifying glass. Since it's an item-oriented trinket, you lose space for holding onto medkits, bands, and other get-out-of-jail-free cards. If you get seen by a Twisted while you're using the extraction candy, you practically lose your entire bonus. Plus, you're competing with the Maw just to pick up extraction candy. You're also locked into playing Yada, missing out on the benefits other extractor toons can provide. But on the flip side, Fondant Bag helps with things beyond extraction. Like I mentioned before, speed candies go from close calls/hits to easy getaways. Chocolate bars give you that much more time to recover stamina or easily distract if you need to. Boxes of chocolates pretty much solo treadmills with all of your original stamina to spare. Jawbreakers give you a funny blue aura for 4 more seconds, but essentially you get a lot more wiggle room for mistakes and can traverse the maps faster when you're not completely stocked up with the color purple, getting to machines faster than any other tune. In the end, it's debatable on which one is truly better. It's more up to personal preference than anything, but I just want people to know that, hey, this trinket's actually pretty good. Although I will say, Fondant Bag encourages gambling, so Fondant Bag's the best, magnifying glass is trash. Side note, Coco's ability synergizes with her trinket, that being the ability to generate purple/yellow candy items pretty much every machine. The caveat, of course, being that she herself. Okay, I was going to talk about how it only works with other tunes, but Quell just buffed Coco's ability as I was writing this, so her candies went from lasting 5 seconds to 10 seconds, pretty much making the trinket obsolete on everybody besides herself in terms of her ability. It went from being a very team-oriented trinket and ability combo to like pretty much just a me one. Really putting the I in TIM. Coco can easily help her team out more though without the use of Fondant Bag, but like, yeah, I suppose her ability needed the buff since it only had this very specific use case, otherwise it's really mid in general, so good for her, but in terms of like the meta, I'm not entirely sure if she's better than just having like another 5-star extractor, maybe for treadmills, I don't know. Anyways, that is all. Remember to leave a comment telling me about how wrong I am. Thank you and goodbye.